All right, hey, listen, we are back and in full effect. Um, guys, how y'all doing out there, man? You know, you got your usual suspects, man, on camera here today. We got a cool little episode, man. It's cool because this kind of pod style is really letting us explore whatever comes on our minds during the week as far as content either we feel like ain't been talked about or stuff that we're getting pushed towards in our own little journeys and stuff like that. Kicks came up with the title this week. But before we go over that, introduce yourself to the people.
Y'all already know. You already know what's good, my people. You know who it is. It's your boy Kix Griffey back in the building. And I'm here today with my guy, SB. We're gonna get into this little thing. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna
Yep.
be fun. You go ahead, bro. I'm with you. I'm with you.
It is going to be fun because today we are going to go 3 for 3 for Showstopper fragrances.
Live by
Now,
the three, die by the three.
yeah, that's it. That's why
Ooh.
we celebrating with this background. And guys, also before we get into this, y'all know about the Frag Effect. We basically do it every Sunday. I try to bring in people from the community. If nobody is reliable at that time, me and Kicks are always on the horn, so we're gonna make it happen for y'all. Um, and so, but I want you guys to know about Kix's stuff. He's got Kicks After Dark. He's doing a lot of rebranding with just styles of content. He just started doing a scent salad. So make sure, if for those of y'all who've never heard of Kix Griffey, definitely go give him a sub because he's a real one in the space, trying to bring authenticity and creativity in the content space. But also check out some of his content because, quite honestly, the Kicks After Dark really should be a podcast at some point where you strip the audio and start making that available for people. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So, but yeah, before we get into these three bangers, I'm gonna do three. Kix is gonna do three. But a lot of times when we're gonna do a list or a battle or anything of that nature, I want to know because we don't really elaborate past the title because we want to see what each other is going to do. It's like a game of chess. So before we get into this 3 for 3, what came to your mind with Showstopper? You could talk about anything that came on your mind as far as like your approach to the selection, what you think a Showstopper is.
Okay.
These are like your little disclaimers before we go into this battle because I know we both have different reasons for why we pick this three. A lot of times we're not trying to pick like holy grail threes. It context matters in terms of what makes them holy grail to us and why. So set some context for yourself.
Pretty much what brought what this epiphany of mine's, right? I was thinking about fragrances that got the attention that you shouldn't have gotten. This is a fragrance that you put on, and it's not anything that you might have even held for high regards. You was just throwing on something. You didn't know what you wanted to wear, but unexpectedly, you got a compliment, and it was like, wow! It stopped somebody in the middle of their tracks, right when the minute they got a whiff of what you were wearing. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, this is not a niche fragrance. It didn't have to be niche. See, we think because we're in this space that if it's a niche fragrance or we like it that much, everybody's gonna like it. And it's not that way. The world doesn't look at it in the same way as we do. So I picked a nice solid three of fragrances that stopped people in their tracks, regardless on what I thought. So I got the three that I wanted to share. That's what the showstopper is about.
Okay. Yeah, so Showstopper for me, obviously it stops the show. Um Now, for me, in terms of how I approach this, a couple things went into it. So, number one, for those of y'all who don't know, I'm normally ahead of time itself when it comes to content. At this very moment, I have like 45 videos in the queue already done of reviews that drop every single day. And so sometimes you guys might not know you might be looking at a video of me thinking that that's the season I'm in, and I might actually be kind of a month or two ahead because what you're watching is the past. Um, and so for those of y'all who don't know, just to catch you up with speed, because this Sunday pod is something that I drop immediately. So when you see these pod episodes, this is real time. Um, I have, for the last 3 or 4 months, I have exclusively been buying niche. I haven't bought designer. I did buy one clone at this point, and that was Kingdom, the Lamal Elixir joint. Outside of that, for the last 4 months, we've only been buying niche and independent niche because those of you guys who watch my lives and stuff know I've been just going down a deep rabbit hole and wanted to give that some concentration, especially since I've been hitting a lot of discovery sets and being, kind of blown away as to things that I got to have on my shelf. So I've just been in the background in niche world for quite some time now. And so what I wanted to do for this is kind of go back and pay homage to clones. So
Mm.
my list is comprised exclusively of clones because in my world, as of late, all I've been doing is niche. And even though you guys really haven't seen almost any of my niche reviews yet, I wanted to wait to really go into that. So these aren't designer showstoppers. These aren't niche or independent niche showstoppers. I'm going to show you clones that for me have stopped the show. Now, the last part of this is, again, what show are you stopping? So the way I selected these is environment. So I'm going to show you 3 fragrances that when you're in a particular environment, they will stop the show. And so sometimes when we think showstoppers, I know for me, I don't know, Kix, if this was like you, but sometimes the very general sense of showstopper, a lot of times you're dealing with, panty dropper style fragrances, cold weather, loud, proud type of scents, dark, sweet. Um, but mines are going to be more for lighter weather. I did put one date type of scent in there. That's a showstopper, but that's another thing I considered is like, well, let's talk about some other things that can stop the show depending on when and where you use it. So, all right, enough with making love to the track as you and I are experts of doing. Who do you want
Yeah.
to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first, man. I'll go first.
Kick it
Believe
off.
it or
Oh, and by
not.
the way, we're not going to do Fragrantica and get nerdy. We're just going to hit you with the 3. Honestly, you guys should know about these fragrances. If not, check them out on Fragrantica or Profumo. And yeah, we're just going to talk the talk on these fragrances and let y'all do the rest.
Okay, then. So I gotta say it. I gotta do it. This fragrance, regardless on how many people hate it, I understand. This fragrance, Sauvage EDT, is the fragrance that, regardless on it being F boy energy, a lot of people are not familiar with it. Believe it or not, even though this is one of the most, you know, most sold fragrance, right? This fragrance has, through my experience, when I have worn this fragrance, I have gotten the stop the show, meaning the deer in headlights. Oh my God, what is it that you're wearing? I'm like, for real, this? Yes. Sauvage EDT. What you get is that fresh, nice pink pepper, spicy, heavy on the ambroxan, true beast mode fragrance. The CI is gonna be loud. You don't really gotta go shotgun shig with it. Wop, wop, wop. Maybe on the back of the hand, you're cool. Okay? It's gonna last for hours. I got 8 hours for sure. 8 hours on it. So this is one of the showstoppers where, I really don't even think highly of this fragrance, but we gotta put some respect on its name and give praise to Dior Sauvage EDT.
Beautiful choice. It amazes me how we in Fragcom kind of graduate from DNAs, right? Supposedly, right? And it's like we always have to remember out in the world, a lot of the rules and regulations and and ideas that we have about fragrance just don't apply. For instance, that even though a lot of people in Fragcom might think that Dior Sauvage is played out, it's not. It's still selling like hotcakes. It's still bagging your favorite chick every single time, and for good reason. So I love that choice because it's accessible, and despite it being popular, it still gets the job done, and it also is still signature. We forget that.
It is.
So great choice. And I always tell people too, honestly, I don't care which version you get either. They're all great for different reasons, and they're all very close. That's another thing sometimes we nerd out on is EDT, EDP, Parfum, Extrait. All of them will knock it down in my experience with Sauvage, including Elixir. So great choice there. Okay, my first pick, honestly, this was a no-brainer for me because I go live a lot, right? You know this. Shout outs, Kicks, for moderating and being my number one sniper in the moderation when I go live. I get asked this question every night, no matter when I'm live. Yo, SB, what's the best imagination?
I know what he's gonna say.
And then when I tell y'all, you guys proceed to walk through every other choice out there and tell me to say why my choice is better. Even though we have many a testimonial at this point of people emailing me and DMing me saying, SB, you were right. It wasn't Full House. It wasn't Aqua Dubai. It wasn't Yaman Lail. It wasn't Al Haramain. They're all great. They're all fantastic. They'll all get you play. I'm not saying they ain't phenomenal. But if you ask me, how can I get authentic, close, real close juice of LV imagination, there's only one option. And I say that as a man who carries all of them. Sahib Intense.
I knew he was gonna say it.
Now, why is this a showstopper? It's a showstopper because when you are doing anything near water, volleyball, butt crack in the sand, 5-star hotel, pool party, college party, yacht party, barbecuing at the pool in the apartments, the things in the air fragrance wise are probably going to be citrus, fruits, musk, and florals. And why not just smell like the best out of all of it? LV and Issey Miyake and things like that are known for fruits and citruses and aqua. So why not just stand out? And also by stand out, I mean citruses, due to the last census we took, are the shortest lasting with fragrance. So a lot of the reason I respect LV is because when they do it, they give you the longevity and the performance and the projection that will last a little bit longer than just about everything else out on the market. And so this clone follows suit. You will get your projection and longevity for as long as you want it, though you will have to shotgun yourself. But when it comes to LV style DNAs, you can and you should shotgun yourself. You want to punch. You're fighting against the air. You're fighting against other people's fragrances and stuff like that. This is a beautiful fragrance, guys. I know people hate when I say 1-to-1, but gosh darn it. It's like if this is wrong, I don't want to be right. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. Guys, this is I always hold up imagination with this, and I smell them both at the same time. Guys, this is the best thing out there. You just got to trust me. A lot of people have bought it, even though you only get, I think, 75 ml maybe. It's worth every penny. I think you can get it sometimes between 30 and 45 bucks. Absolute steal of juice, extremely accurate, doesn't smell fake, not harsh, and it's just an accurate rendition. And it will showstop anything near water, in my opinion.
Good choice.
And you know, I don't care if you get afternoon swim, imagination, all those. there's a reason why imagination gets the most love. I'll just say that. We don't have to agree or disagree, it just does. So I wanted to give you guys the best rendition of imagination I've ever seen since I've started this journey, and I've gone through quite a few of the juices. And though I respect the other ones and they get a lot of play, this is the most accurate, and everybody's buying imagination. It's the most searched thing out there in Google world. So Sahib Intense, I would just say when you're looking this up, it's by Ard Al Zafran.
Mm,
There is another Sahib out there that looks just like this with a slightly different tint. Make sure you get the Intense and make sure it looks like this. But absolutely phenomenal juice. That's a showstopper near water in any context.
good job, man. Good job. I think that's pretty dope, man. Now, I remember when you brought it to the meetup and I smelt it, but to smell it from the nozzle and on paper. I did not spray it on skin, but respecting my guy's nose, hey, he has no reason to fib. So y'all, when y'all get a chance, if y'all get a chance, go ahead and check that out. What is it? What is it?
Ard Al Zafran
Al
Sahib Intense. You don't need to know how to spell it because Google will sound out what you tried to do and fix it for you. And yeah, just another thing I wanted to highlight about the fragrance is just that what separates imagination from a lot of your typical citruses and citrus aquatics and stuff like that is they use a lot of typical stuff, you know, bergamot, um, a lot of different citruses up top, ginger, but they do a slightly different iteration of it. So I believe it's like Calabrian bergamot. They're not using typical lemon. I think it's like Sicilian lemon or yuzu lemon, something like that. Different ginger. So their citruses have a lot more character than typical citrus, and the ginger is used really well to give cut and pop to the fragrance. To where that thing just has monstrous projection. I wouldn't really call it a sillage fragrance. It's just loud and proud. And it's smooth and it's got a lot of personality. So I think even a lot of women, guys don't know this, but a lot of women buy imagination too. And
Yeah.
so I think this is just Swiss Army for guys and girls. It's a his and her type of fragrance, and there's a reason it's successful.
Yeah, okay then. Okay, well, shoot. With that being said and done, let me keep it moving forward. My second one, believe it or not, is Mercedes Benz Intense.
Oh, I love
Hopefully
that
y'all can get
fragrance.
that. Hopefully y'all can see that. Mercedes Benz Intense. Let me explain something to you guys. This fragrance, if you feel that the OG Christian Dior Fahrenheit was a little bit too harsh for you because of the petrol in it, this is a more modern day spin and true reminiscence with its own modern turn of that. So you're going to get your violet leaf. You're still going to get that petrol, but it's not too harsh, right? For us weirdos that love smelling that gas pump, you're going to get a little bit of that in there with the bourbon pepper. It does have that vetiver. My God, dude, this fragrance is divine. From my personal experience wearing this can outdress you. I believe that if you're gonna wear this, yeah, you might be able to get away with it with a t-shirt or whatnot. But to be honest with you, I like to dress this one up because it can kind of outdo you, So this one did stop actual. I did get hey, how you doing? Oh, what is it that you're wearing?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those fragrances that I didn't really think too highly of. I liked it because I got it. I like it, but it wasn't anything that I thought would be a showstopper, stopping somebody from doing what they're doing or kind of confusing them. This is beautiful. Mercedes Benz Intense.
Mercedes Benz Intense was the first rack store fragrance that blew me away.
No, for
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was.
Because you know a lot of stuff is great in rack stores, but that was the first fragrance where I felt like I paid $100 retail for it. You know what I'm saying? I smelled it and I was like, oh, okay. I call that fragrance Young Money. It's a fresh, classy CEO type of fragrance that you will not feel too old with. Like you would think older men, you know, like you might take you down a Eau Sauvage type of road or something like that, or Sauvage Elixir, which it definitely has kind of the soft, sweet, spicy growl type of feel to it. But it's got a youthfulness to it where it feels like new money. It's not necessarily young, it's just new money. You're making money today. You're going
Yeah.
places today. You're stepping out of a nice vehicle. Um, Another thing I would say about that fragrance is y'all hear me talk a lot about Lalique's Pour Homme Lion, which is apparently a more classic take on Bois de Portugal from Creed. People will tell you that if you don't like the classic fougere feel of Lalique or of Bois de Portugal, Mercedes-Benz Intense is almost like 2025 reimagined Bois de Portugal. So, and that's just a classy fragrance. So, um, just I love that fragrance. And for like 30-40 bucks, you can get a beastly sized bottle of it. I think even 200 ml is no more than like 45 bucks, which is just insane. So that thing is work approved. That thing is upscale casual. Look, I'm getting money and running errands. I just happen to be taking a break, but I'm gonna get back to this money. It's flashy, it's classy, it's all the above, and it gets a lot of play. I love that fragrance.
Yeah. What you got for us? What you
Okay,
got
so
for
my next
us?
fragrance I picked because this is one of the fragrances from the house that notoriously is very highly rated, but is not talked about nearly as much as a lot of the fragrances from the rest of the line from the house of Initio. And again, since this is a clone, I am going to state that clearly. However, to me, it's one of the best clones ever made, easily in the top 10 for me because it's so accurate. It's cloning Musk Therapy from Initio, and it gets overcast a lot because of the sexy seductive, the blessed baraka, the absolute aphrodisiac, the psychedelic love, the atomic rose, the side effect. Look, I get it. Those are all monstrous and those are all glorious, but they're occasion based, nightlife, seduction, roses, all that stuff. Musk Therapy is extremely versatile. It's a his and hers fragrance. And the reason I picked it as a showstopper because it's a showstopper to my wife.
Mm.
Anytime I'm wearing this fragrance, she will say something about it. The first time I ever wore it, she said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Have you worn that before?" Nope, just got it. um, but yeah, I think a lot of times um, we pick fragrances for us. They're therapeutic to us and our journey, and they do something to us. But you can't deny when a fragrance just does something to somebody that you really care about, and then it becomes a part of you. So for me, it's a showstopper to my wife, and because of that, it must be put on very regularly. And that's French Avenue's Glorious Oud Royal Blanc. Now, before I talk about why I love this fragrance, I just want to say it looks exactly like Honor and Glory. It is not. It not only is not Honor and Glory, but it smells nothing like Honor and Glory. This is essentially a lot of white florals, powder, and sweetness, masculinized, or at least kept as gender neutral as possible by intense amounts of fresh musk. Um, if you were going to go floral, I feel like this is the most masculine you're gonna get. Um, it mimics the vibe check of like a summer mink, but with so much more class and so much more robustness in the projection, sillage, and longevity. And again, my wife loves it. Like again, every time I wear this fragrance, she knows and she will comment, "Oh, you're wearing that white bottle, aren't you?" Well, yes, I am. And so it's shown me that, and I love this fragrance too, but I always saw it as just upscale, casual, everyday wear. You know what I'm saying? It's easy on the nose. Who doesn't love florals and musk? And women absolutely love that. So don't think of it as a showstopper about romance. Just think about it like a showstopper where women immediately almost want the bottle. They want to know
Mm.
what the fragrance is. They're going to ask you about it, and it grabs attention. So it's showstop in that whatever a woman is doing, it will stop her in her tracks and she'll want to know what it is. It will stop her show every single time. And it's also taught me the importance of like, who's in your life? Who do you interact with? If you give those people a great vibe, that's enough reason for me to put on a fragrance all day long because I feel good about the fragrance, but I also love when other people can feel good about the fragrance. And yeah, this is top 10 for me, most accurate clones out there. Um, and again, another fragrance where 6 to 10 sprays, you know, set it, forget it. You don't got to reapply. It lasts forever. It stays. It's just one of the freshest, most heavenly, soft floral, powdery scents that has a lot of good masculinity kept with the musk. And man, I just shout outs to Siage Saint for really speaking highly of this fragrance. And then I picked it up shortly after. It was crazy when I saw him do his video. I had it on the way, and I was like, "Yo, why is nobody talking about this?" Because I think Musk Therapy is the most versatile fragrance in the Initio line, and to me, for that reason, it's the best. But everybody speaks highly of this fragrance in the content creator world, but the other ones just get more love. I just think men naturally gravitate towards the romantic sense and stuff like that. I'm noticing a lot of people have dominant cold weather and date night scents more than they have versatile fresh scents.
Mm.
Um, and so that's why I think that might contribute to why this doesn't get a lot of love. You can also only get it on triple traders, so that might be another thing. You can't get it anywhere else. So
Well, you know
it's
what? Not,
huh?
not to cut you off, bro. I don't mean to cut you off, but I just want to correct something. I got mines on Amazon.
How much was it?
I got mines on Amazon for like 33, 35, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna look.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely look into that. Um,
Not to
yeah,
cut you off, man. I just wanted to.
that's a great price.
Yeah.
Triple Traders had this, I believe, for 30. Um, check Amazon then. Correct me there. I haven't seen it on like Fragrance by Max Aroma, Joma, all your typical suspects. So if you can get it on Amazon, that's even more fire. But it does sell out a lot, so definitely something if you want, put the notifications on for. All right, I made love to the track, bro. Let's go to round 3.
Hey, hey, it's all good. And look, you guys, he put me on to that one because I was really stuck on getting must therapy, which I'm still gonna get, but that fragrance does suffice and it will hit the spot. But nevertheless, I digress on that one. Let's go to the next one. My last and final one. That Cal Alfresan. This
Original?
is the original.
Wow.
I know. Believe it or
Wow, that's a
not.
shocker.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. Now, my brother is, I'm gonna say he's a label whore, okay? And I brought this to my mom's house, and I'm like, dude, you need to check this out. He's like, I'm like, I'll make you a decant, right? He went ahead. He decided to be bold, and he wore this at his job. I won't say what kind of work he does, but he wore this at his job. The type of attention he got, and he called me. Now, this joker don't call me for nothing. It got to be for a reason. It got to be, hey, bro, uh, what did you put in that decant? Man, it smells so good. I said I usually put a label. No, you didn't put a label on this one, man. I have around about 3, 4 women just stop what they was doing. They was walking the other way and they stopped. And
Wow.
a showstopper. A showstopper. The reason why. This, believe it or not, is a beautiful pineapple burst, okay? With it it has this Middle Eastern little smoke to it that brings out this mysterious, what is he wearing? Believe it or not, this is a masculine twist, which I don't care. I wear women's fragrances. It doesn't matter to me because
Facts.
I get to wear some of the stuff that y'all don't get to wear. But let me say this, a woman can wear this and get that same type of attention. Believe it or not, but it has to match her energy. You know, this right here is very sweet pineapple, mysterious smoke. The birchwood, I believe in this. It is just it's gonna cause a conversation. So with that being said and done, my third and final is Cal Alversan by Latafa, the Pineapple Smoky Burst.
15-20 bucks at pretty much any Burlington you walk into. That is money well spent. Hey, listen, another thing I'll say about that fragrance is you guys hear me all the time. You know, that game on Mario where it's got 3 lanes and they're spinning and you have to stop and have it all land on mushroom, star, or flower or whatever to get 1-ups, right? And so when it comes to the Aventus DNA, I always describe it as everybody in the game who's chasing a pineapple DNA will give you one of 3 options in the top, one of 2 options in the middle, one of 3 options in the base. And I think a lot of the reason people love Kate Alfresan is because a lot of the pineapple offerings outside of maybe Hassavat and Off Non Supremacy Collector's Edition offer a very loud and proud, zesty, zingy pineapple. But Kate Alfresan has that very candied pineapple. It's softer. It's just as robust and loud, but it's smooth. It's a smoother pineapple. It's rounded off better. It's more candied. I've even heard some people say it's like Baccarat Rouge type of spin on a pineapple, but nonetheless, it's for people who don't like the loud, zingy pineapple. It's a nice, calm down candiedness to the pineapple that I think a lot of people gravitate towards. And the price is unbeatable. Great choice, great choice. Okay, I kind of cheated, Kicks, because round 3, I will present it as a single fragrance, but I'm gonna bonus it with a layer.
Okay, then that's fine. That's
So
fine. I'm interested.
yeah, so this is a showstopper. I think no questions. I don't care who you are, even if you don't look the part, it's gonna stop a show in the date realm, nightlife. So this is an iteration of Angel Share. And this is Paris Corner Amir's Fire Your Desire.
I
Now,
would have done it wrong.
I'm going to say something and then I'm going to show you how I get it to show stop. Because I actually have never received a compliment in and of itself, but I've received a lot of compliments with the layer I do. So,
Okay.
um, I think this is the outside of French Avenue Royal Blend Nero. I don't think there's another iteration even coming close to Angel Share here in terms of accuracy. And the reason why is because they always, and for those of you who don't know, this is a vanillic, a cinnamon, a praline, a cognac type of scent. It's romantic. If you're into like Stronger with You or anything like that, this is up that alley. The reason they all get it wrong is because they don't add cognac. And to me, cognac is what keeps it perfectly unisex. When you lose the cognac, it's just very Camera-ish, where it's just abundantly sweet with
Sweet.
no nuts.
Right. Right.
Um,
Right.
and so having the cognac note is like super important for the men because that liquor alcoholic vibe to it is what gives it that growl that men would appreciate who are intimidated by overly sweet fragrances. And it also balances out some sweetness as much as it can, right? Um, Fire Your Desire has that cognac note very distinct. It's got that drenched in cognac feel that Angel Share is known for. It's got the Angel Share is so cool. I think people overlook this fact. Angel Share is a scent that has the profile of like a Stronger with You, without the chestnut or whatever. But it has this juice weight to it. It's got the weight of apple juice. So it's got kind of this lightness, but still is heavy as crap. Like when you spray it, the sillage projection is almost monstrous while still feeling like liquor in terms of weight, you know? That's the beauty of that fragrance. It's very sparkly in that way. Um, and so this captures all of that. It's just this very light but super robust DNA that maintains that cognac note so men can wear it. Royal Blend Nero is just as good on paper, but even that fragrance lacks a heavy cognac note. It's there, but it's really tucked off. And so I do think this is better than it on paper, but in terms of like performance, the scent profile, and what it can do for you, it's kind of the difference between Collector's Edition and Armand Peugeot from Club de Nuit. Like they're both different fragrances in the same realm, but they both have super high complement factor and incredible performance. And so, yeah, and I will always say this is the most accurate rendition of Angel Share, but I won't be mad if you got Royal Blend Nero. Make sure you get Nero, not the original. Now, here's what I do though. I was making love to the track about how this has got like a light apple juice kind of weight to it. But if you want to ramp this up and just put some balls under this fragrance and make it go, right? With just like intoxicating levels of sillage. I'm going to give you a fragrance that everybody knows and either wants or has, but that actually is a redemptive quality to even this fragrance and gives you another reason to use it because it's so circumstantial. And that is Latafa Kamra Kawa. Now, this to me is a beautiful, in fact, to me, and I will use this disclaimer, everybody has their own favorite Kamra. At this point, when I survey the public, I've seen it all. People like the newest one, first and foremost. People like original. Some people like, and it really, I think age has everything to do with it. Younger guys lean towards some, older guys lean towards something, and then just certain people with certain taste. I typically tell people this fragrance is only good for like 3 occasions: a coffee shop, Christmas, and Thanksgiving.
God.
Just because of the coffee note and the sweetness, and it's got that cinnamon potpourri vibe. For me, at my age, I don't gravitate towards overly sweet fragrances. So for me, it's a season-based wear, or like a lounge, library, whatever, right? So I would have limited use with something like this. However, when you 2-to-1 ratio this, where you go 2 sprays of Fire Your Desire, and you just give 1 spray of Kawa underneath, so you start with this, it gives this really robust, rich base, and it's pretty much right in line with the DNA of Angel Share, where the only thing it's really putting behind it is a more emphasis on vanilla and cinnamon. The coffee note just gives it a little, maybe even kind of the chestnutty vibe that you would get with Armani Stronger With You. So it's really like brother and sister to this fragrance, but it puts heaviness to the fragrance to where it'll increase your sillage and projection by about 2-3 feet. It's pretty incredible. So what I typically will do is 1 front, 1 back of Kawa, and then I'll go on the sides, left, right in the front, and left, right in the back with this. And again, Michael Paul, the perfumer of Day 3, put me on game to the fact that you really shouldn't be mixing fragrances as juices or even on top. So I used to layer them on top, but now I spread them on me. So that's why I just do the Kawa in the middle, front and back, and then put Fire Your Desire on the sides in the front and back. And the wafting, and he's right, the wafts on it are incredible. Whoosh, coffee, whoosh, vanilla, whoosh, cinnamon, whoosh, cognac, and then they dance together. And it is absolutely magical for nightlife anything, literally nightlife anything, and increases longevity by an extra 2-3 hours. For me, increases projection about 2-3 feet. It's pretty crazy. So now I have a lot more reasons to wear this as a base to a fragrance like this, unless I want to go light with it, right? Unless maybe I have a big breeze or something like that, and I know I want that more gentle apple juice kind of weight to it. However, only when I've put them together do the compliments start rolling in for me personally. So that's my
Mm,
third choice. Amir and Paris Corner, or brother sister company. Fire Your Desire, layered at a 2-to-1 ratio with Latafa Kamra Kawa.
nice, nice, nice. Wonderful selection, SB. I was shocked with that last one, and then the combination. As soon as we're done with this, we're definitely going to have to talk about. We're going to have a actual different topic or show about layering, on
Mm-hmm.
how we actually even apply our fragrances. I know you've done a show about that before, but I think you have. But there's so many different ways to layer. There's so
Mm-hmm.
many different ways of layering. There's the sword and shield, the way the French do it, from what Michael Paul said, and then the way you do it, and then you got this rebel like myself that shotgun shug everything. So
Yeah.
hey, it's gonna be a conversation, but I definitely loved your picks, man. Awesome, awesome.
Yeah, I'm gonna put all of our picks in the description below, so you guys can check those out. Fire Your Desire you can get for like 25 bucks at the low. Kawa for around 30. And layering really gets crazy too when you start factoring in hygiene. So showering, lotions, oils, dabs, all that stuff. Even if you have like molecule one type stuff, ISOE super, it just can get out of control really quick. But it's great because it gives you more control of the fragrance. And sometimes you want to be able to quiet a fragrance down or push it further, and really just have fun with your fragrances, right? So once you start getting a collection, I think that's when you start thinking through combos and stuff more, because you you're seeing all of them all the time, and you're like, you start to just get ideas. um but anyways, yeah, so that was our 3 for 3 for Showstopper fragrances. Let us know in the comment section. I definitely want to do a designer one and a niche one. But again, since I haven't talked about clones in a while, I wanted to pay some homage to let you guys know, like in the clone realm, what I do still wear that has been getting me a lot of feedback. And yeah, always be willing to have an open mind with your fragrances, because we go in with our ideas and then the world responds. And I do think it's wise to consider how your fragrances make others feel and to use feedback accordingly, because the best thing to me about fragrance is sharing it. Um,
Mhm.
and whether it's with other people who wear it or even just the environments and places that I go when I get feedback. And so I think when it comes to showstoppers, you might be surprised the fragrances you put on that the world will tell you is a showstopper that you might not have expected. And maybe even
That's
the
true.
things that you would consider a showstopper maybe get no feedback at all. So,
Exactly.
you got to have an open mind. I'm all for wearing fragrance for your own reasons, but I'm also for sharing experiences with people and um, allowing the world to give you good, useful information to impact your journey. So, with that being said, I'm SB, the scent bubble, the professor, the scientist of fragrance. This is my boy Kix, Yak Mob in the building. And we want to hear your guys' feedback in the bottom. Give us some showstoppers. Let us know what you thought about our picks. We're always trying to surprise you guys and not just do the typical knock it out of the park, say the stuff we think people want us to say and stuff. We're going to give you authenticity time and
True.
time again. And we also want to appreciate all sides of the game, because everybody's having a good time, and we're going to show you why. So, you got any last minute words for the people, Kicks?
Oh man, look, you guys just have fun with your fragrances. Have fun. I don't want to beat a dead horse. Have fun. This is an art form. Express yourself. Let your fragrances express, and let it shine, and describe you without moving your lips. All right. Thank you guys for having me, and let's have fun with these fragrances. Check me out.
Absolutely, guys. Hey, you've been tuned into the Frag Effect. We're so glad to have you guys. I'm going to link on the screen some of our previous episodes. That way, if you're driving to work or you're working out in the gym or you're just moving and grooving, you got something nice to listen to in the background. We appreciate you guys. Hope you have a blessed week. This is Kicks SB signing out, man. Be blessed. Take care, guys.
Yakma.